Theater. Today, we are more than happy to welcome Warner Music Nashville's Ingrid Andress. Those are some pretty nice shoes you got there.
Thank you. Dressed up just for you guys.
Well, beats me. So, welcome to Pittsburgh.
Thank you.
First time?
Yes. I've had a layover here once, and I ate at the airport. It was delightful.
Hey, it's one of the best airports in the world, so they say. At least that's what the airport tells us. We'll see.
I believe it.
All right, so Denver, Colorado, which is one of the nicest airports if you've ever flown through there, people out there. Denver, Colorado, you grew up there. Your father worked for the Rockies and the Mets.
Yes, he was
as a trainer.
Yes, strength and conditioning coach.
Oh, okay, so your growing up must have been hell at times, huh?
Well, we were very healthy.
So did he have you working out same regimen as these professional athletes?
No, I played a lot of sports, and he would help train me for those, but he never made me do anything.
Oh, okay, so
I would always go in there and be like, let me do this. He'd be like, you're not ready. And he'd put the treadmill up. I'm like, you're right, I'm not ready.
Though you could ask him questions about working out and diet and all that fun stuff.
Very helpful.
Okay, well, good. And you had a chance to go to college to play sports, correct?
Yeah, I was gearing up to do that, and then I decided that music was the better route. So it was a very last-minute decision, but I'm very glad I made it.
Now, how'd you break that to the parents?
They actually were supportive of it. They were supportive all along, but their main thing was like, you can do whatever you want, but just know that it's completely up to you if you want to do it. And I was like, challenge accepted.
So in other words, yes, you fail, we'll be here to help you out and all that.
Right. Well, they'll be there to cheer me on.
So what made you decide to go with the music other than sports? I mean, obviously you can do both. Some people have done both.
You can.
You know, Lee Bryce being one of the ones that played, at Division I football and then did music as well along the side. A few others, Kenny Chesney comes to mind. So what made you decide to give up the sports entirely and do the music?
Well, nobody had ever really told me that music was a career. At that point, just from the community that I grew up in, like being famous in music meant like winning American Idol, and then that was it. Like nobody really knew how to pursue music, and so the second that I found out that there were other ways of pursuing it, like songwriting and all that stuff, I was like, well, what am I doing? Because it had been like a hobby for me my whole life. But then once I found out that people actually did it professionally, I was like, well, I'm going to do that. Duh.
Well, that was the perfect segue because my next question was going to be, how many songs do you think you've written so far in your life?
So many bad ones.
I was going to say, how many of them were bad?
So
how many?
bad, like so bad.
Do you keep those to look back and reference and be like, what was I thinking?
Oh, yeah, because I thought I was like some pretty hot stuff. When I first started writing, I was like, listen to this song, and everybody was like, I don't know about that. I'm like, what are you talking about? But now listening to those, I'm like, oh my gosh, those are so bad. But you need to write those in order to get to the next level. I feel like I just kept writing and writing to get better because I knew that, I always just want to improve.
Has any of those songs made their way into one of the current songs, like a part of it going, hey, you know what, the rest of the song's horrible, but I like that part?
I mean, there are parts of songs that I've written that I really like, but I want to go back and rework them because I feel like the more that I write, the stronger that muscle gets, just the same as sports. And so I just feel like what I've been writing recently definitely tops those, but there are parts of those songs that I want to rework for sure.
How do you write a song? Because it seems like every songwriter has their own way of coming. Like, are you one of those people, you're sitting there all of a sudden something pops in your head, you write it down, you start singing into your phone or come up with a melody or something like that? Or do you have to like sit down and like focus on the writing of the song?
When I write for other people, which is how I started as a songwriter for other artists, I just would go into the studio and be like, bleh, like whatever I thought, and which would mostly be melodies. But when I'm writing for me, since all of my songs are so personal and are from events in my life that have actually happened, it takes me a second to really sit down and come up with a concept that matches whatever I'm feeling. So it depends on the situation, but for me, it's very much like, okay, what is the concept of this song?
Speaking of which, do you ever worry about people from your past figuring out that song that you just wrote is about them?
Yeah, Well,
How
a
do
lot
you-
of them already know,
I was
so.
gonna say, how do you balance that? Because that's got to be intimidating. You're sitting there like, oh, this would be great. Oh man, I don't want them to be mad at me for the rest of my life.
I mean, honestly, I would rather be honest instead of worrying about what other people think about what I have to say. I feel like if it's a true feeling, then it needs to get out there. And if they're upset about it, then we can talk about it over a glass of wine.
You don't seem like somebody that would hold back anyway.
No. I mean, I'm just, be
Has
as
any-
honest as you can. It makes things move a lot easier, for sure.
Has anybody called you out on something you wrote?
Well, an ex-boyfriend or two,
3.
or 5,
That's got to be therapeutic right there, right?
Oh, for sure. Because I hate dumping on people like what I'm actually going through. So it comes out in music more than it does me venting to a friend. Because I have so many emotions and feelings that it's hard for me to put into words at like one moment. So that's why it's nice to be able to sit down and actually process through whatever it is I'm feeling.
Have you ever felt like you've gotten too personal in a song?
Never. It's all out in the open.
Okay,
If I
there you
feel
go.
like I need to cover something up, then that's when I feel like I'm not being true to who I am. If I feel like, oh, I should probably not tell people I drink tequila straight because that'd be weird. I'm like, no, whatever, They might as well know.
You got to clap on that one.
Yeah.
Tequila straight, you like it.
Yeah.
A few people, there you go.
There we go.
So tequila connoisseur, we know this. There's a little bit of...
Yes.
So I can take that one off the 60 seconds. All right. So that's one of the things. We'll lead into that. One of the things we like to do, we do 60 seconds with, and it's just rapid-fire questions.
I love those.
First things that come to mind, and as many as you can get through. And Vic is going to flash some lights. When you see that, the pressure's on. That
Okay.
means we only have like 10 seconds left. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Vic, you got the clock? All right. 60 seconds with Ingrid Andress. Something you have to do every day.
Brush my teeth.
All right, that makes sense. Dumbest thing you did to hurt yourself.
Fell off a skateboard when I was trying to do an ollie.
And did you land it?
No.
Did you ever land it?
Yes.
Okay. Movie you can't pass up when you see it on TV.
When Harry Met Sally.
Vegetable you hate. And the reason why I ask that today is Eat Your Vegetable Day.
Is it?
Yes.
I love all vegetables, but not onions.
Okay. Favorite app on your phone.
Instagram.
Worst habit you'll never break.
Ooh, biting my nails when I get stressed.
Go-to comfort food.
Potato chips.
What's something that bothers you more than it should?
When people's lip gets stuck in their braces and they keep talking to you.
Last thing you Googled.
Types of bug bites.
Why?
Because I got a bug bite.
Okay. Did you find out what it was?
No. It scared me. The internet scared me. I think
There
I'm
you
gonna
go.
die.
60 seconds. Ingrid Andress.
Woo! Thank you. Thank you. Oh, now I have to sing? Great. I'm all like hyped up now. I'm like, what's going to be next? All right. Well, hello. Catch my breath here. I am a singer-songwriter in Nashville. I'm from Colorado, but I moved to Nashville to learn how to write songs, and I'm very glad I did. I have a lot of stories to tell. This first one sounds like it's about me, but it's actually about my parents, so don't tell them because they don't know. But I feel like our parents are the first example we have of a relationship, whether that's good or bad. And my parents are still together, but I grew up watching them and grow and, fall in and out of love. And it's not like a Disney movie that we are all so used to. I grew up thinking that you would just fall asleep and somebody kisses you and then you're married. And that's not how it works, unfortunately. Or fortunately, actually, for all of us. That'd be really creepy. So I wrote this song to kind of be realistic about what real love is, and sometimes it's hard, but we can do it. So this is called The Stranger. I can't remember the last time we sat at the table, just the two of us, looked into each other's eyes and made the choice to choose us. Well, let's trace the steps of where we've been to make it feel like home again. And you play the stranger, I'll play the girl at the bar, the same place where this all got started. Sometimes I wish I didn't know you at all, so we could do it all over and fall all over each other again. I know you remember that first night. I asked if you would wanna dance. You made me laugh in the neon light, with your two left feet telling me you can't. Well, let's trace those steps so we can find where we got lost in love that time. And you play the stranger, I'll play the girl at the bar, the same place where this all got started. Sometimes I wish I didn't know you at all, so we could do it all over and fall all over each other again. Whoa. Let's trace the steps of where we've been to make it feel like home again. And you play the stranger, I'll play the girl at the bar, the same place where this all got started. Sometimes I wish I didn't know you at all, so we could do it all over and fall all over each other. Do it all over and fall all over each other again. Thank you. I'm here to get you in your feels.
Hey, it's our anniversary today.
Oh, where?
12 years today.
Whoop, whoop! Yes, 12 years. Congratulations. That's awesome. You guys doing anything exciting?
Just sitting here and enjoying ourselves.
Oh, good. I was like, oh, right, you're here. Okay. This is exciting, I guess.
Very exciting.
Forget where I am. That's great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Who knows what Bumble is? Lovely. So that's what this next song was inspired by. For those of you who don't know what it is a dating app that you post your picture on, and then you pick people based on their photos and profile if you guys want to meet up or not. It's lovely. Sometimes. I personally don't have one, but my friends do, and so one of my favorite pastimes is to hack onto their accounts and match them with people without them knowing. Nothing's worked out so far, but I'm sure it will. But it definitely revealed to me like what this current dating situation is in our society, and I think people forget that there's an actual human being on the other side of the phone. Because there were a few comments where I was just like, would you say that in real life? Probably not. And it made me want to write this song for my friends, because I just feel like you're allowed to stand up for what you want in a relationship, because we all deserve the best from people. And I've been ghosted at a Chili's before, so I never wish that upon anybody. So this one's called Both. And it's about standing up for what you want. Casual, you're keeping it casual, nothing too meaningful. nothing irrational, no, no. So why do you text me, saying you miss me, staying in my place? It's kinda confusing, you're blurring the lines, you're playing two sides, just make up your mind. You can tell me to stay, you can push me away, have space or get close, but you can't do both. You can kiss me goodnight or kiss me goodbye, baby, love me or don't, but you can't do both. Impossible, you make it impossible to know what you really want. It's so irresponsible, yeah, yeah. So what does it mean when you're telling me secrets? I'm spilling mine and we're just getting deeper. You're blurring the lines, you're playing two sides, just make up your mind. You can tell me to stay, you can push me away, have space or get close, but you can't do both. You can kiss me goodnight or kiss me goodbye, baby, love me or don't, but you can't do both. Ooh, no, no. You can tell me to stay, you can push me away, have space or get close, but you can't do both. You can kiss me goodnight or kiss me goodbye, baby, love me or don't, but you can't do both. Nah, nah, you can't do both. No, no. So why do you text me, saying you miss me, staying in my place? It's kinda confusing, you're blurring the lines, you're playing two sides, just make up your mind. Ooh, 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 Thank you. I always feel like I'm yelling at people when it's like a small room and I sing that song. I'm like, you can't do it. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, we get it, Ingrid. Calm down. So this next one is very near and dear to me. I come from a family of 7 people, and we were all homeschooled at one point. So if you think I'm weird, that's why. But we traveled with my dad because he was on the road a lot for obviously, Major League Baseball things. So we grew very close and are still very close, and they've been a very sacred part of my life. And I know wherever I go and whatever I do, I'll always have my tribe of 6 other people to support me. But it turns out when you start dating somebody, seriously, you have to introduce them to your tribe. And that is terrifying. And it really didn't even occur to me until it was too late. Like Thanksgiving rolled around the corner. I was like, no, I didn't think about this. Honestly, I thought he would always be over here and my family's over here and we can talk about each other, but we'll never meet. And it would be great. But that's not how it works. So instead of introducing him to my family, I wrote this song instead. Because that's what we do with songwriters. But I really wrote it because I was processing through this whole moment and I was like, this is bothering me. I have to write about it. So I wrote it for whoever has the privilege of meeting my family and for them, just to let people know what would happen if you were able to meet my family. So This is More Hearts Than Mine. I can't wait to show you where I grew up. Walk you around the foothills of my town. You probably feel like you've been there before, after hearing all the stories I've been telling you for 6 months now. We'll probably have to sleep in separate bedrooms, pack a shirt for church because we'll go. Well, I'm not trying to scare you off, but I just thought that we should talk a few things out before we hit the road. If I bring you home to Mama, I guess I better warn ya. She falls in love a little faster than I do. And my dad will check your tires, pour your whiskey over ice, and take you fishing but pretend that he don't like you. Oh, if we break up, I'll be fine, but you'll be breaking more hearts than mine. My sister's gonna ask a million questions and say anything she can to turn you red. And when you meet my high school friends, they'll buy you drinks and fill you in on all the crazy nights I can't outlive. So if I bring you home to Mama, I guess I better warn ya. She falls in love a little faster than I do. And my dad will check your tires, pour you whiskey over ice, and buy you dinner but pretend that he don't like you. Oh, if we break up, I'll be fine, but you'll be breaking more hearts than mine. If I bring you home to Mama, I guess I better warn ya. She feels every heartache I go through. And if my dad sees me crying, he'll pour some whiskey over ice and tell a lie and say he never really liked you. Oh, if we break up, I'll be fine, but you'll be breaking more hearts than mine. You'll be breaking more hearts than mine. Thank you. I saw some of y'all singing. I was like, don't make me cry. Also, my sister is here with me. She's like my photographer, tour manager, companion, and it's her birthday today. Happy birthday, Bria! She didn't want anybody to know, but too bad. Yeah, I would be dead on this radio tour without her. She is awesome. I bring my family everywhere, apparently. So this will be my last song. I appreciate you all so much for spending your Monday night with me. There could be more fun things to do, like Monday night things. I don't really know. Actually, this is probably the most fun, actually. But I appreciate you, and come talk to me afterwards. I'll be hanging out. And this last song was the first song I ever put out. And like I said, homeschooled. Go back to that for a second. My parents were very supportive of whatever I wanted to do, and they also never told me I couldn't do things, which was nice. So I got to go out and play street hockey with the guys in my neighborhood, and then I would come back in and have to put on a dress for church, even though I hated it. But there really was no like, oh, you're a girl, so you have to do this kind of thing in my family. We could just do whatever we wanted. So when I got to public school, things changed a little bit. There are a bunch of unspoken rules, apparently, that I was very unaware of what it means to be a girl and a guy. And I didn't really ever think about it until I got to public school, and it kind of messed me up a little bit because I didn't really get it, and I still don't really get it. Because I just like being able to do whatever I want whenever I want because it's who I am. And I feel like we all have that right, whether we're a girl or a guy, to just do us and own it. So I wrote this song for me, but now I'm realizing it's for everybody. It's kind of like a reminder to just be okay with who you are. So this is Ladylike. I drink tequila straight, haven't brushed my hair in days, and I'll kiss on the first date if I'm really feeling it. I don't even own a dress, bite my nails when I get stressed, do whatever for attention if I'm needing it. Controversial, so outspoken, I've been told I'm not ladylike, but I'm a ladylike. Whoa, I could bring you to your knees and get you kicked out the Garden of Eden. Untamable, unframeable, Mona Lisa. Oh, kiss you like a whiskey fire, turn around, leave your heart in a riot. Lipstick and a cigarette pack on the dash. I'm a lady like that. Sometimes I forget not to talk about politics when I'm in the middle of me getting hit on. And sometimes I'm not polite, don't bite my tongue, I speak my mind. Let curse words fly when shit goes wrong. Controversial, so outspoken, I've been told I'm not ladylike, but I'm a ladylike. Whoa, I could bring you to your knees and get you kicked out the Garden of Eden. Untamable, unframeable, Mona Lisa. Oh, kiss you like a whiskey fire, turn around, leave your heart in a riot. Lipstick and a cigarette pack on the dash. I'm a lady like that. Oh, I'm a lady like that. Controversial, so outspoken, I've been told I'm not ladylike, but I'm a ladylike. Whoa, I could bring you to your knees and get you kicked out the Garden of Eden. Untamable, unframeable, Mona Lisa. Oh, kiss you like a whiskey fire, turn around, leave your heart in a riot. Lipstick and a cigarette pack on the dash. I'm a lady like that. Oh, I'm a lady like that. Whoa, Mona Lisa. Oh, kiss you like a whiskey fire, turn around, leave your heart in a riot. Lipstick and a cigarette pack on the dash. I'm a lady like that. I'm a lady like that. Thank you, everybody. Happy Monday.